right. Thank you guys for coming back for another episode here on the Lazy Genius Tarot and Bazaar. My name is Alex. If you are new here, thank you for joining. And today we are going to be doing a VR2 Simon over at the Hermit's Cave for his tarot tag, TarotTubersAtoZ, wherein basically we go through the alphabet. Every letter has a question attached to it that starts with that letter, and it's just a way to get to know your fellow tarot tubers. So I figured I would join in and go ahead and do my VR to the hashtag there. I have all of the prompts with all of the stuff that I need written down for like my little notes and stuff here, so we could go ahead and jump right on in. And the letter A would be for age. I am at 35 years old. B is for book, your favorite book. I actually have two favorites. The first one is a book by Jane Roberts called The Unknown Reality. It's part of the series of Seth books. How do I put it? It breaks down a spiritual view of the reality of the realm in which we live, from like a greater self perspective that dives into fractals and all kinds of other stuff. It's a really interesting book. Also on my favorite books list would be The Secret of Light by Walter Russell. This is sort of where spirituality meets quantum physics. This is the same guy that wrote The Secrets of the Divine Iliad, volumes 1 and 2, and he also wrote The Universal One, which I need to get that book. But yeah, those are the two favorite books that I have. C is for career, the career you wanted versus the career you have now. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be like a social worker. Like I wanted to study child psychology and family psychology and stuff like that. Um, and I wanted to do like a safe house for abandoned or battered children kind of thing. But I was raised in a family of chefs, so I ended up cooking. I cooked professionally for like 20 years before I finally made a change and started doing something else. Now I work from home. I do remote work, and had to get out of the kitchen environment for a while because I was doing that for quite some years and just wasn't happy with it anymore the way that I used to be. Um, let's see here, and then I am also pursuing some artistic endeavors. I am starting the process for creating a tarot deck. There's a lot of work wrapped up in that, so I'm doing a bunch of research right now, trying to make sure that when I put everything together, it all fits together the way that it should and it functions and operates properly like a tarot deck would. So I am working on that. So I am doing work from home stuff. Right now, I do customer service stuff from home. But I am also working on trying to jumpstart a career as an artist. Because if you can see, I got like blank vinyl figures back there, and I got a whole art desk over here. My camera sits on my easel because that's where I prop everything up right here for the overview down onto the table. Um, so I use the easel for painting and for filming for YouTube. It works out both ways. Um, D is for dreams. Dreams, let's see here. If I have any dream right now, it would be bus life. I want to buy a half-length bus, convert it into an RV, and live on the road full time. That's what I would like to do. That's my ultimate goal, I think. Like the number one dream that I have at the top of the precipice there. And then right behind that, I think would just be finishing my deck, getting that knocked out. But that's going to take some time, and I'm already knowing that it is. So, just putting in the effort every day where I can. And then the letter E would be for essential item. I think I'm going to also use Simon's answer here with my phone, because it seems to be everything. Like, it's my camera, it's my camcorder. I use it for all of my, correspondences, be that emails, text messages. It's how I keep in touch with everybody. It's always on me or close to me, or I'm using it like right now to film this. So, um, because of the fact that it's kind of always around, and life would be kind of hard without one at this point, the way the technology has driven the socio-economic paradigm that we're in. Um, but yeah, I think it would be my phone. Behind that would be a lighter, incense, all kinds of other stuff that I gotta put fire to. So right behind that would be a lighter. Um, F is for favorite RWS deck. I had a hard time picking for the favorites for the favorite types of decks here in this particular set of prompts for the hashtag. So I'm kind of torn between my 91 yellow box. So this is a, hold on, let me get that right. There we go. So this is a Swiss print, 1991-ish, like 89, 90, 91, somewhere in there. It was right as they were making the transition over into the plasticized cards and a bunch of other stuff. And then the Tarot of A.E. Waite would be the one that I am having a trouble picking between the two for my favorite RWS deck. This might get knocked out of the running, actually, because I do have the study deck for Make Playing Cards on the way. So when that gets here, that might knock this guy out of the running, and then I might have a hard time choosing between this one and the study deck. So we'll see what happens when that comes in. Let me see here. G is for gold or silver. I would say silver. I like silver more than gold, I think. Let's see here. Height, 5'10". I'm 5 feet 10 inches tall. So I'm like average height for an American male, I think. Ideal day. I is your ideal day. I think any day where the sun is out and I got the opportunity to go outside and be in nature or go see friends and family or whatever the case might be. I'm not too picky, really. The fact that I'm breathing and I'm alive and I'm here to experience being here that's enough. I like that. So I don't really think I have like an ideal day, to be honest with you. It's any day that the sun is out and I can get outside and breathe fresh air and, be that go on a hike or, just get out and about and go wander around the city for a while or whatever the case might be. Yeah, any day that I'm alive and the sun is out, it's good for me. J, joke. Sorry. Got nothing for you. I'm sorry. I'm a funny dude, like in person and when you talk to me and stuff, but as far as like putting me on the spot to tell a joke, probably not gonna happen. Um, Let me see here. K is for kids. No, not yet. Um, I'm one of the only people that I know that's made it to the age of 35 years old and doesn't have kids yet. But I want kids, and I will have kids one day, but right now I got other things to focus on than trying to find a relationship and do all of that. They'll happen when they're supposed to. Um, L is for living arrangements. I actually stay with an elderly family member. I am here to make sure that she is okay and that she feels safe. We live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and once the pandemic broke out, um, she felt like she wanted somebody to stay here. Um, and my lease was just getting ready to end, so it all kind of worked out perfectly. And I said, you know what, why not? Um, Nowadays, it's easier to pay bills and stuff when there's two incomes in the house, so I figure it would help me save some money. It would help her save some money, and it also gives her the comfort of having somebody here at the house so that she feels comfortable and safe because the neighborhood ain't the best. Um, Let me see here. M would be my favorite Marseille. I also had a hard time picking my favorite Marseille decks because I just recently got two Marseille decks in the mail that are pretty friggin' amazing. For instance, the first one of the two here is the Flournoy Dodal. So I actually did an unboxing of this when it came in, but it was missing the High Priestess card, the Papess card, um, Major Arcana number 2. But so I ended up having to scrap the walkthrough that I did for the deck because I did like an unboxing walkthrough when it came in. But like I said, it was missing the second card, so I ended up having to scrap that and wait for the second card to come in. And this one is the Dodal. And when it first came in, it was missing this guy right here, this card, the High Priestess, the Papess, or as this card is labeled, the Pansas. So there's that. Finally got that back in. I am going to be doing a full-on walkthrough of this deck. I am thinking about also doing a quick mini haul video because I got 1, 2, 7 decks in like a 5-day period maybe, and I tried to do unboxings. 5 of them came in one box. 5 of those decks came in one box. So I tried to do an unboxing video for the 2 packages that came in that day, and halfway through that video, the image of the video flipped itself upside down. I don't know how. I don't know how to fix it, and I am still working on figuring out my video editing software. So I ended up just having to scrap that, and I will probably end up doing like a little mini haul video. Here's my favorite, my second favorite, or the tie for favorite rather, for Tarot de Marseille, and that is the Gasman. So one is, this is a type 2 Marseille, and the Dodal is a type 1. So um, I think that it's kind of fitting that I couldn't choose between the two because they are slightly different as far as Marseille is concerned. But either way, I love them both. And let's see here. And nickname. My name on Facebook is Tonowak Nesawalpili. Um, Tonowak is a title. It is translated from the language of Nahuatl, which was the indigenous Aztec and Mayan language. Um, and Tonowak translates to he who possesses light. Like I said, it's a title. Um, and then Neswatbili means the fasting prince. I first started fasting at about the age of 15 years old. So the name fit. It took me like a year to find the name because I wanted to choose like a name of my own, right? Part of the whole awakening spiritual journey thing. But so yeah, that is what my name on Facebook is. And like I said, that's what Bili means, the fasting prince. So altogether it means he who possesses light is the fasting prince. Um, so yeah, that is my nickname. And then, well, it's not really a nickname. It's more like a chosen name more than anything. But yeah. Oh, would be for favorite oracle. I only actually have 2 standalone oracles. I've got like 6 oracle decks total, but most of them are paired off with other decks that they only get used with that deck. So the only 2 standalone oracles that I have are the Arcane Bullshit and the Astro Soul Astrology Oracle. But my favorite of the 2 is definitely the Arcane Bullshit. I bought the bag that goes with it. This is the front of the bag. Here's the back of the bag. I think everybody's seen this. I know Simon's done a full walkthrough of this one. It's 102 cards, I want to say, off the top of my head, if I remember correctly. 102, 106, something like that. Just over 100 cards. And it's a hilarious oracle. I'll show you a couple of the cards. Let me see here. So, like, this card is called A Cat Licking Its Own Butt for Eternity. And there's all this like real intricate line work and stuff in the background. Um, werewolf and a pig making out. So there's that card. And I'll show you one more. This is a uterus with feet. It's literally the name of the card. It's a, I almost feel like it is a satirical deck, but you could tell that a lot of work went into this. The guidebook is hilarious. There's a whole bunch of cussing all the way through it. Um, like I said, it almost has like a satirical feel to it when you read through the book. Um, but at the same time, it actually reads, and it'll make you laugh, but it'll also call you out if necessary, kind of thing. Like it's not going to mince words with you if it has an actual message, but for the most part, it's a real fun deck to read. You know what I mean? One of those comic relief kind of things. So that is the Arcane Bullshit Oracle. That's my favorite Oracle deck. P, passions. P is for passions. What are my passions? I would say art. I am a tattoo artist, part-time on the side, I guess you would say. It is sort of a hobby that I take extremely seriously, kind of thing. Like I've got a full-on professional setup and all the necessary like medical chemicals that you need to clean up after a tattoo and make sure that everything is sanitary and up to code per bloodborne pathogens classes and stuff like that. So I've got all of that stuff covered. So like I said, it is a hobby that I take pretty seriously. And then working on this deck, just a bunch of art stuff. You know what I mean? Like the picture right there, I would show it to you, but there's work stuff behind me. So, but the picture right there is actually drawn by my mother. So I grew up around artists. I'm an artist kind of all the way around. So that is my passion, from cooking to, you know, paint on a canvas to pencil on a paper. I'm a fan of art all the way around. Anything that can be considered artistic, I probably am into it. Let me see here. Q, quote. What's your favorite quote? My favorite quote actually comes from a old friend of mine from way back when I was a younger gentleman. His name is Joseph Peterson, and the quote is, how does that go? Patience is a virtue, but persistence to the point of success is a blessing. I wanted to make sure that I said it correctly. Patience is a virtue, but persistence to the point of success is a blessing. Um, yeah, being able to endure stuff, to be persistent enough to see it through to the end. I like that. I've always remembered that quote, even since we were kids. Like, he used to say that stuff. He used to say that all the time when we were like in high school, probably. Like, this is a long time ago. So, but yeah, I'll never forget that quote. Probably my favorite quote of all time. R, relationship status. I am single and I'm staying that way for a minute. I got some stuff to work on. Relationships take a lot of time and effort. And I'm not saying I'm not willing to do that. I'm just saying that right now I've got other things where my attention can go because I'm trying to build something, right? So like I'm trying to start a business outside of working for other people. That way I can do what I like to do and do what I want to do and work for myself. So until I get fully established in doing that, I think I am happily single until then. So, you know, just trying to get my life together the right way. Um, Let me see here. S, season. What's your favorite season? That depends. Um, Currently, I am in Las Vegas, Nevada, right? Here, my favorite season would be fall and winter because the temperature during the day is usually cool. Like right now, it's finally starting to cool off or whatever, but our days are saying like 65, 70 degrees. At nighttime, it gets pretty cold, like 42 degrees in the desert feels like 32. It's cold out here, but you know, at night in the wintertime at least. During the day, the temperature is usually really nice. Like I said, today is maybe like 73 degrees outside. So fall and winter in the desert would be my favorite. But spring and summer, if I'm up in the mountain areas like in northern Colorado, where I spent the other half of my life, um, then I like spring and summer up that way much better. Something about the forest in the spring and the summertime is just, it can't really be beaten. I would really like to go see the Pacific Northwest in the spring and summer. So that's on my list of places to go eventually, when I get this bus purchased and built and get that all done and taken care of there. But you know, that just goes back to the dream that I told you guys about a little while ago. Um, T, let's see here. T is for tarot first and last. What was your first tarot deck and what was the last one that you received? My first tarot deck was the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith. I no longer have the box for this deck. I keep it in the matching bag and cloth that I keep it wrapped in. So it does stay wrapped up pretty much constantly. Give me 1 second. Dogs are barking. All right. Sorry about that. But yeah, so the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith has this cloth that I keep it in. I keep it folded in half, and I just wrap it up in there. You know, this is my first deck, and it's got some wear to it. The edges are definitely worn. You can tell they're not all crisp white anymore. My first deck, I've put a lot of work into this deck. You can see that the bag and cloth match the backs pretty decently with all of the gold stars, right? So, but yeah, that is my first tarot deck. I bought this deck, would have been early April of this year, actually. So I haven't had this deck for very long in comparison to like some other people. Let me see. And like how long they've had their decks kind of thing, if that makes any sense. So I actually just started reading tarot, like I said, in April of this year. So that's when I got the first deck. And like I said, I keep that wrapped up in the bag. And then my latest deck, the one that came in the last, or the newest one rather, is the Gasman. And I didn't actually show you any of these cards earlier. This is one of my favorite decks, like I said. My top two Marseille Easy. Here's just a few of the majors there. Sorry about the dogs in the background. And I love the backs on these cards also. The backs on these cards are real nice. There you go. Give me 1 second. You would swear every time they see a lizard, a bird, or a kid cross the window, they freak out. Dogs, especially little dogs. I don't know. When I had a pit bull, he wasn't barking like that all the time, and all the little things that ever happened around the house. But you know, little dogs, they got that little dog something. They bark at everything. Let's see here. So T, tarot first and last. So yeah, the first tarot deck that I got was the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith, and the most recent deck that I had received, or the last one to come in, was the Francois Gasman 1840 that I got from Yves Renaud. And then I'm going to also follow a quick segue by Anna Astrolady Tarot, wherein for T, she also added in a extra little space here for your favorite Thoth deck. I like that part there too. I've got decks of all different systems. So the two Thoth decks that I like the most, I think, would be the vintage early 90s version of the Tarot of the Spirit. I believe this is from 1993. And then I had a hard time choosing between that one and my Walter Wegmuller New Age Tarot. The box definitely has a little bit of wear. There's a sticker up here I still got to figure out how to get off. But this is actually like the 1986 or 1982 deck. So there's that. And I also have another deck from this guy on the way in. The one in the white box, it's called the Zigmuller or something like that. I can't remember the Gypsy Tarot that he did. So he did like the New Age Tarot, and then he did one in the white box called the Gypsy Tarot, I think. That's the one that's on its way to me. I found that one still sealed. And if I'm not mistaken, that is also the 80s print of that deck. So when that one comes in, it might knock this one out of the space there for my favorite Thoth deck. But as of right now, that those two would be my favorite Thoth decks. And then U is for upset. What gets you upset? Mean people. Mean people suck. I hate mean people. Don't be mean to nobody for no reason. I'm one of them people that feel like do whatever in the world it is that you want to do, but just don't hurt nobody. Leave people alone. Don't be mean. Um, Let me see here. Vlog, my best vlog. I really just started doing this thing that we call YouTubing. Um, so I don't think I have enough up for me to be able to say what my best one yet has been. My favorite vlog is whatever one I recorded last. At this point, currently. And that's just because I get better with every video. I feel like it becomes easier to talk to the camera because at first I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird because I feel like I'm talking to myself, you know what I mean? Just looking at myself in the camera. But then, I gotta remember that I'm uploading it and then I'm sharing this content with you guys. So it gets easier with every video that I do to talk to the camera and to have a presence on the camera. So that's something new to work on or whatever. So yeah, my favorite video, I think my favorite vlog that I've done is probably my last vlog that I recorded, which would be this one currently. Um, and at any given moment, if you ask that question, it'd probably be whichever one I recorded last. Just because right now, like I said, I am settling into the whole talking to the camera, getting used to doing the videos, putting them online. Um, Definitely a learning curve and sort of something to get used to there. The idea that so many people have access to you like that. Uh, Facebook isn't like that, you know what I mean? Uh, as far as social media platforms are concerned, this one's kind of wide open, and you're putting yourself out there. So, um, getting better with that with every time I do a video. So, whichever one was the one that I recorded last is usually always going to be my favorite. Until I get one of them videos that just blows up. You know what I mean? I think everybody has one of those videos that it's that one video that kind of did it for them or whatever and kind of put them on the map. So when I have that video, I guess we can revamp this and I can add that in. But until then, it's just whatever the latest one is. Um, Let me see here. W, weakness, food. Food as a whole. Um, it's part of the reason why I started fasting, actually. I like food a lot. Like, I like to eat. Like I said, I was raised by chefs, so I'm really good with cooking, and um, I have a really wide flavor palette. So I like a lot of different foods. Um, so food in general, I think, would be my weakness. Like today, I might go get Thai. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But yeah, food would be like my biggest weakness. X, X rated. Not happy. Not here. Not on YouTube. Nope. Not gonna put myself out there like that. Um, Let me see here. Why? Yesteryear. Favorite year and why? This might surprise some of you guys, but I think currently my favorite year is 2020. My favorite year that I have lived so far. I think if I really thought about it for just a couple seconds, I would have to say it's been this year. I think I've learned more about the world that we live in. Information and realities that have been hidden from the larger amount of the populace. Just gaining of insight and information that I have learned throughout the course of 2020. Um, Personal growth wise, I think I'm at the highest that I've ever been. Getting my self love game on and focusing on building stuff for myself. And I don't think I've ever been this focused, honestly, and doing some things to alter the course of my own reality. So I would have to say so far, I think it's 2020 has been my favorite year. Even with all the craziness and the fact that we can't predict anything that's going to happen this year or anything else, I think 2020 might be my favorite year so far. Zen, um, Z, the final letter in the alphabet and the final point for the hashtag here today, Z, Zen. What do you do to chill out? And for me, it could be anything. I think it depends on how I'm feeling at the moment. I could go for a hike. If I leave the desert and go up to Mount Charleston, which is probably about 45 minutes outside of town, then, I can kind of get into nature, get into the forest a little bit and breathe. It's always good to get into nature, go on a couple of hikes and go sit next to some running water and that kind of stuff. That's very relaxing for me, or just hikes in general. Um, Art, drawing, reading, it all depends on how I'm feeling and what exactly it is that's got me stressed out. Um, and because it's legal where I'm at, weed always kind of helps. But it is legal where I'm at, by the way. It's in Vegas, it's recreational. So, um, add that in there because it's definitely a stress reliever, also. Um, so that is my hashtag TarotTuber A to Z response to Simon at the Hermits Cave. Um, Again, my name is Alex, and this is the Lazy Genius Tarot and Bazaar. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for stopping by for another video. And again, if this was your first one, thank you for making this the first part on your journey with me. Please do hit the subscribe button down there under the video. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever a new video pops up. And drop something in the comments. Tell me what you like about the video. Tell me what you don't like about the video. Tell me what you think you would like to see on my tarot channel. Is there any specific sort of comparison video that you want to see, or anything? It could be whatever the case might be. If I can make it happen, I will definitely try to do that for you guys. But just stay in the loop and keep me updated with what it is that you guys would like to see. Again, you can leave those in the comments under any one of my videos. I will make sure to get to it. Past that, yeah, thank you guys again for coming along. Again, my name is Alex. This is Lazy Genius Tarot and Bazaar. Until next time, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.